Let's see how to associate chips to participants in Copernico. This is one of the most difficult mistakes to solve if we don't know what data belongs to which chip, and it can make the day of a race a nightmare. The first thing we have to have clear is that there cannot be two participants with the same chip code in the same event. There are several ways to associate chips to participants, and everyone has a preferred way of doing so. The first way is uploading a CSV file that contains the participant data and contains the chip codes associated with them. The second way is importing the participant data and then separately importing the chip codes. And the last way is you can import the participant data, but then you can manually associate the chips with the participants here under chip sequencing in Copernico. So let's start with the first method. Here we have our participant data, and you can see that two of my columns are bib and tag associated with each of the athletes. Make sure to download it as a CSV. So now we're going to import athletes, select the file that we need, switch to comma, UTF-8 or whatever your file requires. And here we associate the fields from my document. So let's just make sure it's all correct. Everything looks good. Save. Event and wave, this depends on your previous setup, race setup. So I'm just gonna keep mine and press save. And now you can see that my athletes were imported, and here we have the bib and the tag. The last way to make the chip association in Copernico is you import the participant data as we did before, and we do not have the code information. But instead of uploading a file, I'm gonna go to chip sequencing and I'm gonna enter the numbers manually. So before I had said I have bib range 1 to 20, and then my chip code range will be 1001 to 1020. Just simply press add, save, and you'll see back in participants that they've been associated correctly. So the second way to associate chips and athletes in Copernico is by uploading the participant data and then having a separate file uploading under chip sequencing with the chip sequencing data. So we're going to start with the same as before, where we import the athlete's information, except this time my CSV file does not contain the chip sequencing information. So same procedure. Okay, so now my athletes were imported, but this time there is no chip sequencing data. So I'm going to go to chip sequencing and import file. Here I have my chip sequences that I've decided to upload, save, and you can see the table. The file looks just like this. It's just my sequencing of chips and the dorsal number. So after clicking save, you can go back to participants, and you can see that the chips that I did sequence, I did not add all of the values as I wanted to show you that it sequences and associates the ones that you entered.